Hi there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 310 of our Be a Better You annual challenge and day 6 of our No Nonsense November. Hang on one second. Put my coffee down, adjust the camera a wee bit, and let's start talking about today. Today we're talking about day 6 and boundaries. A huge topic for me personally because I have traditionally been very bad at setting boundaries, at least in my personal life. I think in my professional life, I was always very, and I still am, very good about setting expectations. And to me, communicating expectations is one of the best, fastest, easiest ways to be clear about your boundaries, what you stand for, what you expect from other people. And then you ask them, well, what do you expect from me as your boss, as your leader, as your mentor, as your friend, as your mom, etc. And then make sure that you have the ability to, within your own boundaries, provide that to your people, right? We all have our people. So boundaries to me protect our energy, protect our time, protect our mental space, right? And give us more freedom and more well-being to focus on the things that are aligned and most important to us. So how do we go about doing that? Well, let's talk about a few key points, and I'll give you an action step for today. I'll also share today's card and piece of advice from Everyday Wisdom for Success from Dr. Wayne Dyer, because that is something I'm doing every day to start my day off on a positive note, on a way to think about possibilities and about success instead of thinking about, oh, I've got this huge to-do list today. How am I ever going to get it all done, right? Because I always get it all done. I make a big list, and sometimes I think it's too much, but I think I got everything done on my list yesterday, and that means I have a win, and that's a good day. So let's think about and talk about boundaries today. I guess I would say, first and foremost, ask yourself, how good are you personally at setting boundaries? And I would look at different areas and aspects of your life because, like I said, I am really good at doing it from a business and professional standpoint. I'm really terrible at doing it in my personal relationships and in my everyday life. And there shouldn't be a difference there. It should be the same, right, across the board. So that is probably what I'm going to work on this week. That's probably my action item for today. But boundaries, keep in mind, when we say yes to something, we say no to something else. But it's not from a scarcity standpoint. It's from an abundance standpoint, meaning there's always going to be a gazillion possible things that we could do and could spend our time and energy on. And we need to pick and choose the ones that are best for us because they're going to be different for each and every one of us. I might decide I want to go back to school, which I'm probably never going to do because I already have 3 degrees and I've got so much advanced education in so many different areas. Why would I go back to school to get a degree and a certification from someone else? Don't need it, right? Pretty secure in who I am at this point in this age of the game. But say yes to what is in alignment with what is right for you. And that's I've been hearing a lot about that since I came on I joined the school platform like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, and it's really interesting all of the personal development things I have personally been attracted to. It's all about alignment, getting rid of negative beliefs and limiting beliefs and all these things. And even though I want to be all about business, I realize that if I don't take care personally of myself and those foundational things, I don't have the freedom or the bandwidth to do the things I want to do in my own community or in business at all. Boundaries aren't walls. I mean, we think of boundaries and borders as walls. I keep thinking about borders this morning because there's been so much talk about borders and open borders and closed borders in the past. And I think we've all seen the impact of having open borders in a real life example in America. And you can look at that and you can say, oh, if I have open boundaries, it's just like me having open borders. And so all kinds of things are flowing into my life that I may or may not want. Some of them are positive, but the vast majority of them aren't positive. And so we want to have some kind of a gatekeeping system in our minds and bodies to make sure we don't let those things in. They're just filters, right? They're just filters to keep out what doesn't align and to let in what does align, meaning what's for us or not for us. Because everything isn't for us, right? Too overwhelming. They protect our energy, and that in turn protects our impact, our ability to do the things we want to do and focus on the things that are most important to us. So I'm sure we could talk about boundaries for hours, but we're not going to. We're going to cut it off here. And I'd say our action item today is you can do one of two things. One, you can think about what boundaries you have that you've set and you stand by, and share your most powerful one. I think that would be really productive today. Or you can share an area where you know you need to set a boundary. I know I need to set a boundary with certain things. I'll give you a very real life example right now. Social media. I have been building a community on school, and I spend a lot more time there. And since I've been doing that, I have been focusing on positive things, building things, creating things, and staying off of other platforms that were just a mental, physical suck of my time and energy. And I'm not going to name names because we all know who they are, but I found myself joining in and chiming in with the things I agree and support, but they're against the negative things that have been going on in the world. And I don't want to do that. It doesn't create anything positive in my life going forward. So that maybe that will be mine for the Be a Better You Annual Challenge today, is I will actually cut ties with any posting except for my content every day on those platforms. And I've noticed my time on them has absolutely plummeted in terms of drop off. You know, our cell phones nowadays tell us how much time we spend on each platform or each app. And it's been actually kind of rewarding to see how much that has dropped off. So I'm going to say, let's make that our challenge today. Otherwise, you could say, and I would challenge you to think about this today, what are 3 boundaries or in 3 different areas of your life? Do one personal, one with relationships, and one professional. What's a boundary in each of those areas that you want to revisit, look at, think about, and make sure that you've got it set and in place? If you don't have any boundaries, like I kind of don't have any boundaries in my personal life, maybe it's time to start setting those and communicating those. And again, they might not be perfect the first time, but you can at least start testing and tweaking and figuring out what works for you. Any questions about this? You know what to do. Just ask. Otherwise, go out, make it an awesome day. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow for day 7 of No Nonsense November and day 311 of our Be a Better You Annual Challenge. Have a great day.